Afternoon, this is Colin Clark, editor of Breaking Defense here at the American Corral with the F-35 to my left and various other aircraft behind me.
Apache F-15.
Apache F-15, C-130, some other
yeah.
stuff. And we are talking with Eric Fanning, the head of the Aerospace Industries Association, known as one of the most powerful lobbies in Washington. So, Eric, one of the reasons that you guys always come to this, aside from acting as sort of the honorary American consulate at the show, is trade. And we have a president who is pushing hard as hell on trade every day in myriad ways. How is that affecting the industry today? And do you expect it to ripple out over the next, say, 36 months?
So, first and foremost, before this show, we released our facts and figures on 2018 versus 2017. Sales are up, exports are up, workforce is bigger, so the trends are in a good direction. But there is a lot going on, and our industry benefits from stability and predictability, so they can plan. And some of the things the President's doing very forcefully to support American industry are good for American aerospace and defense. Others could aggregate up second, third order effects in ways that create problems, because this is a global supply chain. We're each other's customers, we're each other's suppliers, we have subsidiaries, partnerships, relationships. It's really kind of hard to say exactly where the United States border is when you're talking about world trade like that. And so these types of impacts take a while to show their effect. We have long-term contracts for supplies, for materials, these types of things. And so we're still watching and waiting to see what happens, what impacts this have, but it does concern us.
And that's the industrial side as well. We hear from a lot of allied military and civilian officials that they're very concerned about the alliance side of this on the one hand, but also how the teaming is going to be affected, which second order affects you guys, yes?
Yeah, that would certainly have a tremendous impact, but one of the great things about these air shows to me is it shows the strength of the partnerships. I mean, the level of, and the amount of engagement, senior level engagement we've had here, government, industry, United States partners,
Can you give
has
us any
been really
numbers?
Impressive. Don't have any numbers yet, that's
Okay.
all, but we've been busier here than we've been for a while. That's what I'm hearing from our member companies as well. And what I see is those partnerships, whether it be industrial partnerships, customer, supplier, military to military, they're solid, they're strong, they're years in the making, and they withstand whatever ripples are happening on the surface politically. And that tends to be what we focus on a lot, is what's the mood this year, but these are long-standing relationships. And partly it's the quality of the products that America brings to the marketplace, and partly it's just the longevity of those partnerships that have taken place. Particularly, you see it military to military. A lot of these, you talk to these generals from Europe, from the United States, and they've fought together, they've gone to school together, they've trained together, they've known each other for a long time. Those are important, that's important connective tissue.
Now, one of the things AI has traditionally focused on over the last 10 years is the defense trade export process. Now, there's been a lot of improvement the last 7 years in particular, I think. What needs to happen next?
Well, further implementation. So there have been some great policy changes meant to make the process faster, more responsive, and more transparent. It's not about turning a yes or a no to a yes, it's about getting to the right answer faster so that industry can prepare for it, but we're also treating our partners fairly and not stringing them along as we make a decision. And so we want to continue to see some of those changes, some of those implementations take effect. The second thing is, as technology changes, gets more complex, we have new platforms we hadn't imagined before that don't necessarily fall into the definition, like the missile regime, for example. Large-scale commercial drones, for example, might look like ballistic missiles against very old definitions, and so we've got to update some of these things. We want to make sure that we're not doing anything to unnecessarily hamper the competitiveness of American companies.
You've been around the show, and you've talked to enormous array of people. Has there been for you a wow moment?
There hasn't been a wow moment. What I would say is it's interesting to me how much engagement takes place in Paris or in Farnborough. I think it's everyone getting away from their offices and getting around a common mission, which in our case is promoting American industry. And when all of those people who focus on it every day, be it Secretary Ross, our CEOs, us at AIA, to see it all aggregated here, to see all the people here and all the hardware that's produced by American companies is an impressive thing, even for those of us that are thinking about it every day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Colin Clark, editor of Breaking Defense.